A mystic from the 12th century, Hildegard of Bingen, wrote about the greening power of life pulsing in the whole world. She called it viriditas. She saw humankind as full of creative possibilities and as guardian of the verdant, growing natural world. Glance at the sun, see the moon and the stars, gaze at the beauty of Earth's greenings. All nature is at the disposal of humankind. We are to work with it. Without it, we cannot survive. We all have things we love about the places we live and the beauty we see and hear and smell and taste and touch in nature. The health of our beautiful planet is at risk, mostly because of our choices about waste and energy use. In fact, we are quickly changing the health of the oceans, the forests, the rivers, and the atmosphere. The world is covered with water. About 75% of the Earth's surface is water. In oceans, lakes, and rivers, we need the water on the earth to be clean, not filled with poison and disease, for the life forms in it and for humans to be healthy. Polluted water makes people sick. Scarcity of water causes war and conflict. Humans need food as well as clean water to live and thrive. Our sources of food, from plankton to gardens to farm animals, help us to live active, productive lives. We need the food chain to be healthy, and we need our sources of food to be secure. When they are not, people become hungry and sick. People fight over land for food. Our world has a very thin layer of atmosphere suited perfectly to our lives here. We need this fresh, clean air to breathe and to regulate our exposure to the sun. For many years, the amount of carbon dioxide molecules in the atmosphere was 275 parts per million. Building factories, clearing forests, driving cars, and flying planes releases a lot of extra carbon into the atmosphere. The number of carbon dioxide molecules in the atmosphere has risen to 392 parts per million. This is a lot. Scientists think that 350 carbon dioxide parts per million is the number for keeping the planet and us healthy. That means we need to use less carbon. Too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere makes the whole Earth get hotter. Icebergs melt, oceans rise, crops fail, fires burn wild, and storms get bigger. The biggest sources of carbon in the atmosphere are the fossil fuels that we use for so much of our energy needs. We have become so used to our habits and high needs for power, to run our machines and drive our vehicles and heat our homes, that it seems almost impossible to change the direction we are heading. Australia and China have changed their energy habits. They have begun using more and more renewable sources of power, like solar, wind, geothermal, wave, and biofuel, and pedal power. The real costs of using fossil fuels, pollution, and too much carbon in the atmosphere are externalized to all of us as our environment is degraded and our health and safety is put at risk. Fossil fuel has been cheap, so we use a lot, and the developers have become the richest companies ever in the history of the world. In the U.S., we have fallen behind in developing other energy sources. We need to do something serious to turn this around. The Earth may someday recover from the damage we do, but we are putting ourselves and all the species of the world at great risk. If coal, gas, and oil companies were required to pay a fee at the point where the coal, oil, or gas comes out of the ground or into the country, the money could come back to each household as a dividend. Then we could all make different choices about what energy sources we use and develop and invest in. There is legislation pending to address this problem of externalities. A fee and dividend program can internalize externalities, so the real costs of fossil fuel extraction and use will be realized and eventually minimized. If we let our elected representatives know about the benefits of a fee and dividend plan, we can all work together to bring about the changes we need for the greening of our whole Earth. The opportunities for clean, renewable, local sources of energy are endless. We just need to create a more level playing field so that R&D, research and development, and investment in renewable energy can catch up. Then we can all use more green power. Good people, most royal greening verdancy, rooted in the sun, you shine with radiant light.